When you're using GMETRIX in your class with your students, of course you got to create the student accounts, you have to create an access code, and the kids have to enter that access code in order to be able to use a program with your class. Sometimes you have to modify that access code, and it makes it a lot simpler for you and also for the students if you restrict what products they can see. Now I'm going to log in as a fake student, use my fake student account, and show you what it looks like. Here's an access code that was made. So if I were a student, I'd click go, and I would select one of the applications. And you can see here there's way too many things assigned to this access code. I have assigned Microsoft Office 2010, the entire suite, including SharePoint and Office 365, and then I did the same thing for 2013. So the student, when they log in, they constantly ask me, well, what do you want me to work on? Which one do I choose? Or you'll tell them 2013, they'll choose 2010. So what we want to do is make this easy on you and also on the student. So we're just going to back on out of this, and I'm actually going to close this and show you how to modify that access code. You would go and log into gmetrix.net/manage. This is going to bring you to this screen here. You may see an extra screen on mine since I'm an administrator over multiple schools, but what we want to do is edit an access code. So on the left hand side, I go to access codes, I click on that link, and then I go to search and edit. We're not going to create a new one, we're just going to modify the ones that we already have. So I'm going to click on search and edit. If you just have one school, you're not going to see this list here. I have multiple schools, so I'm going to choose Career Academy. Yours will just automatically show up. Here, I'm going to scroll down, and it gives me a list of all the access codes. So it shows me everything here. So I need to modify this one, this CIS 14. So I locate that, and I'm going to go over here, and you see the little bulleted list here. And I get the little finger pointing saying it's a link, so I'm going to click on that. And in this products area, it shows me everything that's assigned to that access code. I don't want all that stuff. So let me just scroll on down. Again, it gives me the full access code, when it's going to expire. I'm going to go to Edit Transaction. This is what you click next. Once you click that, you have a couple of options. Pretty much everything's grayed out, but you can see the tests, which is actually the products that they list. You can see every one of mine is checked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to uncheck all tests, because I don't need Office 2007, I don't need Windows, I don't need 2013 right now. We don't have that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to check Office 2010. Now you can actually do a little bit more with this. With this little plus sign, I'm going to expand that. And you see when I checked Office 2010, it checks every product in there. I don't want these showing up for the kids. We don't really test on access. I'm actually just going to go through and choose the products I'm using. So let's say this semester I'm in IBT. I only want to work on Word. So I can go through and uncheck everything in here except Word. So now when they log in and they hit that application box, all they're going to see is Word 2010. That's the only thing they can choose. Makes it a heck of a lot easier. Now, you can even go farther on this. If I expand Word 2010, you can see everything has been checked on this. And I have a teacher that has even created some custom tests down here. So I could turn on and off any of these tests. When you see this Core Test 1 testing, Core Test 1 training, these are all created by GMETRIX. So maybe I just want to go ahead and I can uncheck this box here. And maybe I say, well, the only thing I want my kids to do, I want them to take Core Test 1 And that's the only thing I want them to see. This is what they're going to do. They're going to do a practice test, a pre-test as we work on this. And then later on, I can come back and edit this access code again, and I can turn off this test, and maybe I want to turn on these 3 tests. That would be the only thing the kid sees when they choose this. So let's just try this out. Let's say that I want to do core test 1, and I want to do MOAC Word 1. I'm going to check these 2. These are the only ones that are going to show up. So what I'm going to do now is scroll down. I'm going to click Next. It shows me the tests that are going to be available. And I can verify that. I can click back and add more stuff if I wanted to. And I click Next. And it shows me my products. Word 2010. That's the only thing associated with that. So what I want to do now is just minimize the screen. I'm going to log into GMETRIX as that student just to show you the difference. I'm going to choose the access code. And it says application. All I see is Word 2010. So I don't see that huge drop-down list anymore. That's too confusing. And then I can choose either mode. If I choose training, I'll only see those tests that are in training mode. So I'm going to click training and see if there's any that show up. Here's my MOAC 1. That was the one that I chose on that list. Now if I go to testing, here's my Core 1 testing, so I could choose that and click Next. If you assign tests or products and tests, and let's say they were all in training mode, the kids wouldn't even see training or testing. It would actually skip over that if everything's in the same mode. So again, I have to choose what mode, then it shows me all the tests I assigned that were in that mode. In this case, I can go to testing, and it shows me this one here. So again, it makes it much simpler for you as a teacher and the student if they only see the things you want them to see that you're working on that particular week or that particular semester. Otherwise, they see tons of stuff, and it just leads to confusion. So take a little time, edit that access code. It only takes a minute or so to do that, and it affects all the students in that access code, so it's very quick. It helps out all the kids by doing that. So again, there you have it. Use those access codes, make your life a little bit easier.